As an entrepreneur, you've probably heard the buzzword NFT floating around, but you may have questions about what an NFT is. Is it going to impact your business? How it could potentially be useful to you? And is it something that you really need to be paying attention to? We are launching a brand new series here on the YouTube channel all about NFTs and how you as an entrepreneur can be learning about them, leveraging these in your business, and using them not only to make money, but to build up your community. So make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell. And in this episode, we're talking to Strempel. She is an NFT expert with MetaMint Marketing, and she is going to be breaking down everything that you need to know as an entrepreneur just learning about NFTs in the space.
Hi, I am Strempel. I am the CEO of MetaMint Marketing. We are the first ever women-owned NFT marketing agency for women, by women, and we help female artists launch their NFT collections and sell out. I'm so happy to be here today. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited because you and I have been talking about NFTs and we're starting to introduce this to my audience. So Caitlin, what exactly is an NFT? That's kind of a buzzword we've been hearing a lot lately.
It is. So it stands for non-fungible token, meaning that there is one that you can own, and it can take the form of really anything. It takes the form of pictures, of digital art, which is what most people see on the internet. They see, like the monkeys, the pictures of the monkeys and things like that. But it can also be music. It can be, fashion wearables. There can even be an NFT attached to a physical product. And what it is how I like to describe it is it's basically a receipt. But it's a receipt that is not on paper, it is online, and it's on what we call the blockchain, which is, again, I like to really compare it to kind of like a cloud, but it's basically just a cloud for transactions. And it's important because it shows somebody that you are the actual owner of it. So if you think of a Mona Lisa picture, you have the original, and then you have like some other little copycats, but really nothing else is valuable except the Mona Lisa. That's exactly what it's like to have the NFT, is to have the original and to have the original online.
I love that. And I know that you mentioned that you can kind of attach it to other things as well. So it starts out, or it is that representation of digital art or music or something on the internet, something that is more digital, but you can attach things that are physical to it. Can we kind of talk a little bit about how businesses might be able to implement that?
Yeah, so we've had, I think Rolex is looking into it, of where you actually buy the physical Rolex. You will get the authentication, little card that you always get, like even with like a Coach purse or things like that. But it actually comes with an NFT, or it will start to, and that shows it that really it's to me, it's a little bit more permanent because it's on the internet forever now, and that will never change unless you sell it. So really it's helping with counterfeit. It's helping to keep its value for you. So that's a way that you could do it. I know that Nike is also doing it. They're doing it a little bit differently. They are, creating more of like the 3D art that you can use in the metaverse. Yeah, it's basically just attaching it to anything. Sometimes people will purchase an NFT, an art online, but it also comes with a physical product. Like you will get the product in the mail of like the actual painting in real life. And honestly, possibilities are endless. So it's really hard for people coming to the space to wrap their heads around it. But it's one of those things where I say it's just not a matter of like understanding why are people doing this? It's just knowing that like people are out there doing this and there's a need for it. And I think that helped me explain like, all right, I don't need to know the why of like why this is happening or why this is important to people. It just is.
And I like that you brought up that they're doing it almost where you can authenticate things online. People can now see that you own that fancy watch or that you're doing that really cool thing. And I know that some businesses and entrepreneurs are actually attaching things like conventions or different seats at events to these NFTs as well. So there's a whole realm that entrepreneurs can be jumping into and using with NFTs. So I have to ask a little bit more about how these are created. So what does it look like when you decide that you're going to jump into the world of NFTs and actually create one for your business?
Yeah, so let's say you're going the visual art realm. So you're going to go online, you're going to need an artist or do it yourself. And a lot of people, there's different ways to do it. If you're going with more of like the one-on-one option, let's say you just have one piece of art, but you want to put it on the blockchain, like we said, 10 times. So it's kind of like, we'll say like the NBA, they have tickets, so they'll have the same visual online, but there'll only be 10 of them. And if you purchase one, you'll get the VIP. So if you're going that route where there's just one, you will need to create art. It can be in Procreate if you're more of like a hand-drawn. It can be really anywhere. It can be an Illustrator, and there's that route. But then you'll see these huge collections of 10,000 pieces, and that's done a little bit differently. That's called generative art. And for anyone who is familiar with Illustrator or how just building art in general works, it's built on layers, or it can be built on layers. So on one layer, let's say we're doing just like a woman and all the different women. So you'll do the base, the body and the face. That's one layer. And then you could create another layer, and that's just the hair, but you can have different types of hairstyles, and it all fits onto this body shape. Or you could do accessories. So maybe there's different hat accessories, or there's different sunglass accessories. So they're all built on different layers. And then it's put through a system, just a system online that's coded, or basically. And it will pop out 10,000 or however many, you want, different variables, like different art based on these layers. And so that's where like these huge ones come from, and they're all different, and you'd never know what you're going to get. So there's a lot of excitement around that. And once you mint them, which is basically purchasing one, it will generate for you and it will pop up. So it's kind of like a really fun thing to do, but it all starts with the basic creating the art in some sort of platform.
And I like that you brought up the term minted, because that is one of those buzzwords that we do hear a lot when it comes to NFTs. And so that is that creation process of putting that out on the internet for people then to engage with. So what other buzzwords might we need to know in association with NFTs?
Yeah, so there is the blockchain, which, if you know of cryptocurrency, which is basically digital currency, each currency has its own platform, and that's called the blockchain. And so you'll have the Ethereum, which is a cryptocurrency. You have the Ethereum blockchain. So then if you want to put your receipt on that blockchain, somebody has to purchase your art with Ethereum, but then it is on that certain blockchain, and which again is kind of like a cloud, but also it comes with a physical website too. So they have different websites. So OpenSea is probably the most popular one for the Ethereum blockchain. It's kind of like, I don't know, the eBay of cryptocurrency. So that's where that starts. So that's basically a blockchain. You have the Solana blockchain, which is, Solana again is a different cryptocurrency, which is where everything is run on that. So it's basically like you have your currency, and then there's an ecosystem built around that currency, and every currency has its own little ecosystem.
I love it. And I know that there are kind of, different communities built around this. Mm-hmm. So if people are starting to look into this, where should they be paying attention?
Yeah, so this is a great question. First and foremost, obviously people probably typed in like, what's an NFT, and got here. So you're like the first step. This is great. A lot of information you're going to be finding. You can find it on TikTok, but also if you want to get deeper and deeper, you can get into Twitter. That's where a lot of people are, and that's where they're talking more about like real-time issues that are going on. And that's where you can kind of pick up the projects that are happening. And it's one of those things where you do kind of have to go down the rabbit hole. And once you start picking a direction that you like, then you'll start seeing more of it, and it'll start popping up in your feed. And then you can kind of go a different direction in research. So it's really getting into, okay, what do you want to learn about first, and going down that rabbit hole. And then it will just keep unlayering. So it's easy to get lost. So if you're into art, and if you're into, maybe you're starting off and you need to pick between, okay, what do you want to research? Do you want to research the huge 10,000 piece collection, or do you want to research what one-on-one artists are doing in this space and maybe start researching with just that, and then once you get into these artists, you can maybe research, hey, different blockchains, like what are the different blockchains, and basically where can I sell this art or this NFT? And then it will literally just take you down a rabbit hole. But first, starting off and being like very specific about what you want to learn is going to be your best bet.
Be sure to hit that subscribe and notification bell, because in our upcoming episodes, we are talking to more NFT experts to break down how you can be leveraging this inside of your business to build community, conversation, and make more money inside of what you're doing, especially as we're moving toward that Web3 space in the industries. If you got questions or comments, drop them down below. I will be monitoring these and getting answers for you as quickly as possible from myself and the other experts. And stay tuned, because we've got some really cool videos coming up about how you can be building and creating NFTs, how you can be marketing your NFTs, and everything that you need to know to really enhance what you're doing inside of your business by looking to the future and working with these NFTs. I will see you in our next episodes and in our daily episodes, where we're helping you to level up on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, on live streaming, and within the tools and resources that you're using to create your easy, done with you content so you can get on social quickly and back to work. I'll see you in the next episode.